Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and not the full band today.
Nope, just me.
You're doing extra duty.
Lonesome.
Yeah, and you're going to do a little different versions of the songs that we have on the record. The new record is called The 59 Sound. I love it. It's going to be out on Tuesday. And what are you going to start with? I'm
going to start with the title track, The 59 Sound.
Excellent.
So, here we go. This is The 59 Sound. Which song they gonna play when we go? I hope it's something quiet, minor, peaceful and slow. And as we float out into the ether, into the everlasting arms, I hope we don't hear Marley's chains we forged in life. 'Cause these chains I've been hearing now for most of my life, and these chains I've been hearing now for most of my life. Did you hear the 59 sound coming through on Grandmama's radio? Did you hear the rattling chains in the hospital walls? Or did you hear in the old gospel choir when they came to carry you over? And did you hear your favorite song one last time? And I wonder, were you scared when the metal hit the glass? Well, I was playing a show down the road and your spirit left your body. And they told me when I was on the front lawn, and I'm sorry that I couldn't go, but I still know the song, the words and her name and every reason. Man, I know 'cause we were kids and we used to hang. And I know 'cause we were kids and we used to hang. To hear the 59 sound coming through on Grandmama's radio. Did you hear the rattling chains in the hospital walls? Did you hear the old gospel choir when they came to carry you over? Did you hear your favorite song one last time? Young boys, young girls, young boys, young girls. Yeah, you ain't supposed to die on a Saturday night. Ain't supposed to die on a Saturday night. Ain't supposed to die on a Saturday night. You ain't supposed to leave my life. You hear the 59 sound coming through on Grandmama's radio. Did you hear those rattling chains in the hospital walls? Did you hear the old gospel choir when they came to carry your body over? Did you hear your favorite song one last time? Did you hear the old gospel choir and they came to carry you over? Did you hear your favorite song one last time? Young boys, young girls, young boys, young girls.
Beautiful.
Nice.
That's beautiful. Ah, love that version.
Yeah, it's a little different, you know?
Yeah, and that song jumped out when I got the record, too. That one, how it ends, just the build-up.
Yeah.
Man, good stuff. So you got another one from it?
Yeah. I got one of the middle tracks. I think we're going to give Miles Davis a shot and a makeover. Hope he doesn't mind. So this is Miles Davis and the Cool. Miles Davis, I've been swayed by the cool. There's just something about the summertime, there's just something about the moon. So I lay a kiss on this stone, toss it upside your window, by the roof, before you change your mind. I was bringing the cool. Miles Davis, swayed by the cool. Something about the summertime, something about the moon. I lay a kiss on this stone, toss it upside your window, by the roof, before you change your mind. I was bringing the cool. Don't wait too long to come home. By how the years that our youth passed on. Don't wait too long to come home. I will leave the front light on. The night is all wrong. Just don't wait too long. Like poor Mr. Pitiful, can't turn you loose. You move like a dream I had. Woke up sweating in my room. Your mama's got plans, daddy's aim is true, but he never understood that ain't no good, and Papa never heard the cool. So now I got up my nerve, found me a stone, with a flick of the wrist and a turn of the key, you just fall in my arms. Don't wait too long to come home. By how the years and our youth passed on. Don't wait too long to come home. I will leave the front light on. This night is all wrong. Don't wait too long. So why don't you sing to me this long drive home? Let the sound of your voice sway sweet and slow as we go down, down, down from our youth to the ground. Down, down, down from our youth to the ground. We might always be blue. Don't wait too long to come home. My, how the years and our youth passed on. Don't wait too long to come home. Yes, I will leave the front light on. You don't wait too long to come home. My, how the years and our youth passed on. Don't wait too long to come home. I will leave the front light on. As we go down, down, down from our youth to the ground. Down, down, down from our youth to the ground. Down, down, down from our youth to the ground. Down, 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 down.
Brian Fallon of the Gaslight Anthem here on the morning show, and it's when you do a session like this, we talk a little bit about it before we get on the air, a more stripped down.
Yeah.
He's wearing clothes. I mean, stripped down acoustic.
Yeah, I got a T-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hear the lyrics even more. You can actually hear, and your lyrics are such an important part of this record too. Thanks. They're just for lack of a better word, just very real.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you've heard that. You must have heard that, and it must surprise you because you probably don't know any other way to write songs, right?
Yeah, I don't really think too much about how they sound. I mean, like, it's just, I'm just saying what I know to say, you know.
And do you find, like, and on this record too, is it your life experiences that you're writing about? Is it what you're seeing?
Yeah, especially this one.
Especially this one.
Yeah, this was like I mean, I'm in a weird time in my life where everybody's kind of abandoning their adolescence and developing into adults, and you know, those terms are being needed to be defined and buried in some cases.
Buried in a lot of cases.
In a lot of cases, you can't carry. I think there's like a threshold between adulthood and adolescence, and there's a lot of things that I'm finding out as I go you can't carry, and you have to bury.
And for you, is writing a song, is that how you
a little bit
on and bury
sometimes? Yeah.
It must be interesting to know that you can look back years from now and see, you know, because a lot of people document their life from other people's music. You know, a long-running band like anyone from an REM to a U2 or whatever, you go like, oh, I remember when that record came out, that's where I was. But I imagine for an artist, when you look back, you've got to be like, wow, that's where I was.
That's where we were,
Do you see yourself from the other record and now? Do you see the growth?
Major difference. I mean, I don't know to say better or worse. I can just say that they're different snapshots, you know. A lot of people ask us a lot to compare our records, and they're like, well, how do you think this one sounds to the first one? And I say, you know, you can't compare your kids, you know. So it's like, you don't. That was the first one, and this is the second one. They're different.
Yeah, the first one you're a little more careful,
cautious.
You're not really sure what you're doing. The second one a little more comfortable.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I'm only having one child, so I don't know. I'm glad you went to the second one.
Fair enough.
Good.
Yeah, we're going to the second one.
Yeah,
mine costs less.
And man, you know, usually I don't throw up who a band's compared to, but you know, just looking into the band a little bit, it seems like people want to throw out some pretty big names like a Bruce Springsteen and other names, and I think in that case, I don't think I would mind. Like, if that's who you're going to compare me to.
Exactly.
And I think that's the realness of it.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's got to feel good.
I mean, it's better that, you know, that people are getting it right, too. You know, because we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Like, we know we didn't invent this style. We're just kind of trying to write the next chapter in the book. So hopefully, you know, I don't even want to say carry the torch because it hasn't been passed properly yet, but, you know, hopefully that's what we're doing.
Oh, you got great perspective on it, so it's fantastic. And you got a lot of shows coming up. You have sold out your New York show. You got to feel good about that.
That feels really good.
That's Saturday at the Knitting Factory.
Yeah.
Pretty psyched about that.
Yeah, we played the Knitting. That's kind of, we grew at the Knitting Factory, so it was really cool to be down there. And now we're selling it out. All right. Like, when
was the first time you played there?
We played there the first time actually was when the band first started. We played the Tap Bar Acoustic, so that was pretty funny. And then we played in October with the Draft and Dead to Me, and that was the first real time where we opened up. And then in February we played main support for the Loved Ones, and then now it's August and we're headlining. Well,
that's cool. So the club was someone who believed in you, obviously. There, a particular person or a particular.
Yeah, they take pretty good care of us. It's just been great.
That's great. So. And then you are heading out, and your first show, am I right, in the UK is at Reading? Yeah, let's start small show. No big deal.
No big deal. 10,000 people. 60,000 people.
Dude.
No big deal. Play the Killers. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, everything that we do is like, well, this is really great. Let's just enjoy it, you know. Let's take everything we can out of it, and you know, because it might be gone.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. It's very refreshing. The Gaslight Anthem album, not even out yet.
Not even out.
All this good stuff happening hasn't even come out yet, and it's out on Tuesday. You got to be pretty excited about that.
Pretty excited.
And you're going to do a couple more songs from the record.
Yeah.
Excellent. What do you got for us?
This next one's this is the first song called Great Expectations.
All right.
And this was written as an introduction to the record. This is where I'm at right now, and let's tell you some stories. So always with great expectations. Mary, this station is playing every sad song I remember like we were alive. But I heard and sung them all from inside of these walls in a prison cell where we spent those nights. Did you hear they burned up the diner where I always used to find her licking young boys' blood from her claws? And I learned about the blues from this kitten I knew. Her hair was raven and her heart was like a tune. Left my heart like a wound. And I saw taillights last night in a dream about my first wife. And I saw taillights last night in a dream about my first wife. And everybody leaves, so why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And Mary, I just worried and stalled every night of my life. Better safe than making any of those parties. And I never had a good time. I sat by my bedside with these papers, poetry about Estella. Great expectations, we had the greatest expectations. But I saw taillights last night in a dream about my first wife. And everybody leaves, well, I guess I just expected as much from you. I saw taillights last night in this crazy dream about my whole life. And well, everybody leaves, so why wouldn't you? You know, it's funny how the night moves. Humming a song from 1962. Funny how the night moves. Summertime, we were always waiting, always standing here waiting. Me and you, Mary, we were always waiting for something to happen. Till I saw taillights last night in a dream about my first wife. Everybody leaves and I'd expect as much from you. I saw taillights last night in a dream about this old life. Everybody leaves, so why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Taillights, such a powerful image. I've heard it in songs before. It hit me that time too when you were singing it.
Thanks.
Such a powerful image. See the car pulling off. And
that was that was kind of the everything kind of pulling off.
Yeah.
When we read that, that was like, oh well, because the band was changing at the same time as my adolescence was changing, my whole life was changing.
Yeah.
And it was like you have this sense of being on tour all the time, like a permanent vacation, but it's not. It's not that, and it's that you have to be responsible and sober about it, that you are becoming an adult and you can't just be a fool running around, you know, just being like, look at me, I'm on vacation. You have a responsibility to the people that come see you and the people that buy your records, and to, you know, to do your job and to do it as best as you can. And it was weird, like everything was changing, you know. I was growing up, and then the band, and where do I fit in, I don't know.
wow.
And then it just seemed like everything was pulling away.
You throw kids into that situation.
Yeah.
It's nuts that any of them make it through.
It is. It is crazy. I mean, I definitely understand why people kind of, you could see like there's famous people that have kind of apparently gotten off the deep end. And I mean, I could see how that happens.
Absolutely. Well, it seems like you got perspective before.
I hope so.
Before any of that could happen, I hope. Brian Fallon here from the Gaslight Anthem. The new album is called The 59 Sound, one of my favorite records so far this year. It's so good. And it's not even out yet. It's out on Tuesday. Highly recommend it. They have a sold-out show at Knitting Factory, and that's on Saturday. And are you making your way to Seattle anytime in 08?
We're going to be there at the end of the year.
You're touring forever.
With Rise Against, yeah.
Yeah. When is, so it's end of the year?
End of the year, probably November time, I would say. Yeah. Seattle's actually one of my favorite cities.
That's a beautiful city.
I love it.
And you'll be well received.
It's great. The last time I was there, though, I was kind of asking everybody where Eddie Vedder lived, because I'm an enormous Pearl Jam fan. And
West Seattle.
I know that's what everybody says, but
Seattle.
Where? I mean, I don't think he would mind if I brought him a coffee and was like, "Listen, man, let's talk about the Ramones."
some people. Well,
dude, he is like a hero, you know. I mean, he doesn't get far enough credit, even the good credit he does get.
Well, I think that Into the Wild soundtrack, if that didn't show people that he's such a talented songwriter and storyteller,
and he gets it. I think he really gets it beyond I think what most people do. He sees it, you know.
And talk about what you just said about being thrown into that, and that guy went through into the other side, and complete with a great family
and such grace too.
Yeah,
look at that. Never was a fool, you know. Never. He went up and down and then back up again.
Isn't it interesting though? You almost get less credit as a musician if that doesn't if you do go that route. That's kind of a sad commentary in a way.
Yeah.
But good for him. You know?
Yeah.
It's really
good
a
for all
personal
those
thing.
guys.
Exactly. So when you get to Seattle, we'll go knock on his door.
I would love to, really. I mean, I hope he comes to one of our shows. I'd buy him a pizza or something.
How can he say no to that?
Yeah, how could he say no to that?
Seriously. I bet you no one's asked that. Come to our show, we'll buy you a pizza.
I'll buy you a pizza, and we could talk about The Who, man. That Rain on Me cover that they did is
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you he's nice too.
I've heard, yes.
Maybe he's in it. Everybody gets in a bad mood. I'm sticking with it. Eddie Vedder's a solid guy.
But the thing is even if you weren't, I mean, imagine what you go through in a day, you know, where you can't even go to the store.
It's true.
You know, you're going to get just swamped with people, especially in your hometown. Although people are awfully nice in Seattle. All right, you got one more song from the record, the 59 Sound.
All right, this song's called Backseats.
Cool.
The Backseat, it's called. And here we go. In the backseats of burned out cars, in the disenchantment lane, the ideal angels twist and turn and ask forgiveness for future mistakes. But you and I, we've been through this maybe 100 times before. We're always hitching rides with strangers Papa warned us about before. You know the summer always brought in that wild and reckless breeze, and in the back seats we just tried to find some room for our needs. And in the wild desert sun, we drove straight on through the night. We rode the fever out of Austin, we dreamed of California lights. Come July, we'll ride this Ferris wheel, go round and round and round. And if you never let me go, I will never let you down. And you know the summer always brought in that wild and reckless breeze. And in the back seats we just tried to find some room for our knees. And in the back seats we just try to find some room to breathe. And now in the back seats we just try to find some room to breathe. And these cowboys all go crazy in the heat, chasing the lights and all the girls along the Santa Ana streets. They're just dying to meet. You know they meant nothing to me. Meant nothing to me. You know the summer always brought in those wild and reckless breeze. And in the back seats we just tried to find some room for our needs. You know the summer always brought in that wild reckless breeze. And in the back seat we just tried to find some room for our needs. Gotta just hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. In the back seats we just tried to find some room for our needs.
Brian Fallon of the Gaslight Anthem here on the morning show. Thank you again for coming up, taking the time. Of course. Have fun on Saturday. That is going to be good
time.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, and then off to a small little festival called the Reading Festival.
I heard about it. A couple of local local bars, I think.
They take chances on small bands.
I heard they do, yeah, like the Killers.
Yeah, like the Killers, exactly. And then a lot of touring, and it sounds like you're prepared for the road this time around, too.
Yeah. Road tested, mother approved.
Good, good. Well, good luck, Brian.
Thank you very much.
You don't need it, but good luck anyway. And I highly recommend the new record, too. The Gaslight Anthem, the 59 sound, out on Tuesday. This is 90.3 KEXP Seattle, 91.5 Radio New York, and